SEO and Pinterest, strategy on Pinterest, pinning methods. These questions and more will be covered today with the one and only Kate All. Look at this. And if you don't know her, she is the mastermind, the owner, the founder of Simple Pin Media. She's the reason I'm here, people. Hey guys, it's Tabby with Simple Pin Media.
And I'm Kate All, owner of Simple Pin Media. And we are here to help you crush it with your Pinterest marketing.
You know it.
You've seen the Hans and Franz, haven't you?
The what?
Hans and Franz.
No.
Okay, well, I'll show you later. Once you see Hans and Franz, you'll never be able to undo it.
Come on. Today we're doing another Q&A with all the common questions that we get around Pinterest, how to market Pinterest, how to do all the little details. And I have managed to pull our CEO, Kate All, out of her CEO duties to help us answer these questions.
I'm ready.
The questions that we have today are from a specific event.
Yeah, I recently spoke at Tastemaker Conference in Chicago in March, and they had a great app where people could ask questions before my session. And there were probably 30 questions in there. They were all amazing. So we're going to pull questions from that to answer here.
Okay, so first question. Pinterest is so different from what it was. Yes, it is. What is the best pinning strategy? As in like quantity, timing, things like that. Like that's a big question.
It is a big question.
So can you summarize that for us?
I can. So the best pinning strategy is 1, to be consistent. You want to be sharing on the platform every single day. 2, you want to be using the optimal sized images of 2 to 3. And 3, you want to be using keywords because it's a search and discovery platform. So that's a very, very simplified version of how to do it.
And we'll have links in the descriptions for you for all of those specific details that you need. Next question. What are your top 3 best practices for SEO with Pinterest?
Ooh, okay. So SEO for Pinterest is a little bit different than SEO for Google, but the same idea applies that people are going to be putting in search terms or phrases that they want to find on Pinterest. And Pinterest finds those search terms and phrases in the board names, board descriptions, pin titles, and pin descriptions. So you want to use those words all throughout that. And bonus tip, you want to use those words in your Pinterest image, the text overlay.
Creator Rewards, if you haven't heard already, has ended. They ended the program. It was a really great program because creators got paid really well compared to other platform creator reward type things, but they ended it. And this person is asking you, it was really great. Do you think that they're going to do something like it again? What are your thoughts on that?
You know, I don't know. I will say I won't really speculate. If I were you, I'd set my sights on it being like dead in the water. They gave us idea pin links in exchange. So it's kind of like, hey, we're going to take this way, but we're going to give you this. I just think the Creator Inclusion Fund is what they're going to keep around, but I don't know if they're going to keep a Creator Rewards.
So I think with that, then I will also link this above and below. Knowing what to do with your idea pins and how to optimize them, how to make great ones, how to speak to your audience is going to be really important going forward. Okay, so next question. This is kind of a common question outside of even just, from this conference. We get this question in our DMs, our email, our free town halls, which by the way, we have free town halls. Like they're free and you get to join a call with us and we talk about Pinterest, we answer questions. If you're not on our newsletter or email list, that's where you can get information for that and sign up. Anyway, this question, let me read it. Is there an advantage to pins being pinned from your website versus being uploaded or repinned natively to Pinterest? Does it make a difference to use the pin it button on my website versus creating a pin on Pinterest?
Such a common question. And I think what people are asking in this is, are schedulers okay to use? They are totally fine to use. But sometimes if you want to pin natively, you can do that too. There isn't one advantage over the other. So use the pin it button on your site if you want. Use the Tailwind bookmark extension if you want. Do whatever is quickest for you to get your pin on the platform in the most effective way possible.
Yes, ma'am. Another question. How often should we be posting on Pinterest?
Not 100 times a day. day, not 50 times a day. You should be posting to Pinterest as often as you have enough content for. So for example, here at Simple Pin Media, Tabby Pins to Pinterest, we do about 10 pins a day, but we have over 350 blog posts. So we can kind of support the new stuff as well as the old stuff. And don't do more that will annoy your users. Like nobody wants to open up your Pinterest profile and see the same pin 20 times. So just think of it as like, add to the platform as you will, do it at least daily. If you don't have a lot of content, 1 pin a day is fine, but don't do 50. We would say our threshold, in fact, we had somebody ask us recently, they have thousands of recipes and they're doing 30 pins a day and they're getting great results because they have so much content. That is more than fine, but I wouldn't go over 30.
People who write blog posts, how many pins should they make per post?
1. For sure. But let's say you want to get a little bit creative and you want to test out like different angles, 2 to 3 is fine. But you don't need to do like 25 or 30. You should just do 1 to 3. That works.
Yeah, let's not overwhelm it, people.
No.
Okay, next question. Is food stock photography a way to make money on Pinterest, or should one only submit work to stock agencies? So this is a very specific question from a food blogger, which makes sense because that was the conference you were at.
Yeah.
But I think this could apply to anyone who creates kind of stock photos.
Yeah. If you're somebody who does stock photography or stock video, there's a lot of people out there and you're amazing, by the way. You really can't make money on Pinterest. You're going to make it through selling it to stock agencies or selling it to a specific content creator.
How do I get more email signups with Pinterest? This is kind of our specialty. This is what we do.
Yeah, this is why we use Pinterest to grow our email list. So first, you got to have an email list. So let's start there. Number 2, you have to have something you're giving away for free or something that they can join, like a challenge or an opt-in or something like that. And then you want to begin to pin images that lead to that specific page because then they can sign up for it. So if you want to start to grow your email list using Pinterest, think about the person coming to your website. They're looking for a solution to a problem and they want to learn more about whatever you're talking about. They're not really interested in you. So if you have a pop-up on your page, which actually one of the most frustrating things if you're clicking from Pinterest to a website is you have a really annoying pop-up that takes up the whole screen and you can't X out of it. It's like maddening. And then people click away and they leave. You didn't get them on their email list and they probably won't come back. So that being said, make sure your pop-up is tasteful and it's not just, hey, sign up for my recipes or sign up for my DIY tips. Well, I don't know what you do, so I'm not really ready to like have a friendship with you just yet. You can set your pop-ups to like an exit intent. So when they get ready to leave, that might be a little bit better instead of like right away.
Yeah, also make sure you're checking that pop-up on your phone because sometimes you can exit out on your desktop, but you can't exit out on your phone.
I know, you have to like shrink the screen and it's, at that point, it's not even about signing up anymore. It's like getting off of your website.
Yes.
It's like, get me out of here. You don't want people to have that.
Yes, make the experience great. Can you describe more about your content creation workflow with respect to Pinterest, Instagram, like more like the social media platforms?
Well, I'll just tell a little bit about what we do is we create content first with the podcast and then it goes into a blog post. And then what we do is we put it into Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, kind of funnels out from there. So as far as like content creation, it always starts back at the beginning of like the podcast, right? But sometimes when we do short form video, we'll take questions like this and we'll create like micro content. So I think that's a good distinction. Like there's long form content and then there's micro content. Micro content, we're actually Pinterest first when it comes to short form video and micro content because that is our largest traffic driver.
Instead of creating for Reels first, which is what we used to do, we create for idea pins first with that in mind, with our audience on Pinterest in mind first. And then we can take what we've created for Pinterest and put it into YouTube Shorts, IG Reels, things like that. Okay, Kate.
Okay.
Last question. What are your thoughts on curated board covers?
Waste of time. It doesn't really matter. So Pinterest users operate in 2 feeds, the smart feed and the search feed. They're rarely going to your profile. So if you want to spend all that time, like in Canva, creating these beautiful board covers, that's fine. But it's not really going to improve your performance, nor is it going to increase conversions or engagement. So it's not really worth your time.
Yeah, not in a business mindset. But if it's like fun for you, go ahead.
Yeah.
Do it. Okay, that is it for today. Thanks, Kate, for helping us answer some questions. And we tackled even more of these common questions right here in this video. See you next week.